Hi everybody and welcome to the new year 2022. First of all, I would like to wish you all a happy new year, all the best possible wishes for you and your family, and of course stay safe. Today I would like to talk about contextual financial services, or sometimes you can find the same wording to talk about embedded wealth management or banking as a service or wealth management as a service. You will see in our coming white paper definitions about those wordings. But basically it's meaning putting available all advisory financial services wherever you are and whenever you need it. Wealth management or embedded wealth management is certainly the next big thing that is really coming. If you think that neobank or disruptor FinTech are already the hottest new coming topics, actually in my point of view, in our point of view, it's already there and it's already done. Really the next big things is absolutely being able to embed the finance, embed the advisory whenever you need it, whatever you need, and wherever you need it. It's absolutely during the life cycle, during your journey, you should be able to get access to those advisory just in one click. That's really, in our point of view, what we call the next big thing. Now, let's look at the opportunity, which is more or less the most important part of the story. You will see in our documents, we will have some survey and study about the amount of opportunity that this wealth management or embedded wealth management can really create. But the important thing is in this video is to understand in a short way what would it means. For the corporate, it's pretty obvious. Those corporate, such as the retailer, the car manufacturer, the airline company, they have usually access to million customers that come to them, probably much more often than actually coming to a bank. For them, it's an opportunity to start promoting their brand and delivering new services, new added value to increase the loyalty and access to them, but in the same time, obviously, to monetize. And that's today trillion, that could be converted into $1 trillion US, and there are many good examples that we can deliver. For the banks, obviously, it's the opportunity for the banks to get rid of this playbook of I am going to be removed as an intermediary. The bank will, especially in the wealth management, this is where their knowledge, their foundations were starting from. I am a bank and I should be able to advise my customer either via new models, robot advisor, but also hybrid approach. I should be able to deliver advisory, which was sort of the foundation and the reason why I started to be created. For the banks is a new way of partnering and being able to deliver in a very simplified way whenever the customer needs advisory of what's the best way to invest or the best way to use the money. For the bank, again, it's a playbook that I cannot miss. And therefore, also now for the FinTech side, none of those things can happen if the FinTech doesn't play. The FinTech is, they will be able to be at the front line, sort of the technical enabler, providing open platform, open APIs that can be embedded in an invisible way into the journey of the corporate. So for those three actors, it's a very important part of the play. And here it's not about competing against each other, it's actually probably more collaborative, work in a more collaborative way and trying to get from each of them the best and deliver them into a package in a cost-effective way, whenever you need it and whatever you need. The second opportunity, and I think probably something important to understand, advisory, it's not only for the rich people. And I think everybody has in mind that today advisory firms are primarily serving the higher hand of the retail segment. Now, in our point of view, this is, of course, this will remain, but having something embedded is also an opportunity to give access to advisory, even if your revenue is a couple of $100 US per month in the emerging market. Everybody needs and should be able to have access to finance, but also with the associated advisory. And this is one of our point of view, one of the first big things that as an opportunity that we should be able to leverage. And our role and we want to have a sort of a thought leadership into it, is be able to give access and advise on the money side to whatever level of revenue you may have. Everybody has the right to get an advice wherever you are coming from and whatever the language you are speaking, whatever your age and wherever your locations. So that's the first aspect. The second aspect of the opportunity in our point of view is everything related to ESG, climate risk and green economy. The advisory part will really help us, and especially citizens that are more and more aware and more willing to make an impact, a positive impact on everything we do, being able to invest in the right directions, getting the right advice about the new things, the new economy, and how they can really serve this planet in a best way. So the second opportunity, as I said at the beginning, is all about making advisory accessible to anybody, regardless their level of wealth. And second, being able to start financing and make a positive impact on the planet by being, let's say, aware of the investment and the impact on every investment you can make when it touches to ESG and advisory. Now, why I'm talking and why aixigo is looking at this opportunity, and why do we think we are relevant, and why do you think we should start talking together about such a project? It's pretty simple. aixigo is one of the most open platform on advisory, well known, especially in the digital wealth management part. aixigo put live in a couple of years ago this aixigo wealth management platform with already more than 125 open APIs that can be delivered in a cloud manner, and that can be delivered and accessible by many different sources from partner, banks, and also corporate that can use and leverage in a cloud way all those open APIs to start processing and consume services. For those reasons, and you will see all the details in a different document, we believe that aixigo should be part of that and has a really relevant role to play. And this is why we would like to see you and talk to you about those wealth management or embedded wealth management project. And we really believe we have something unique, something very interesting that can be actually one of the technical enablers that will make embedded wealth management actually happening. We need to be humble. It's not only it will be a collaborative processes with other fintechs. The other fintech that can deliver the cloud service in a very invisible way. It's not only us. Again, it will be a collaborative approach with other fintechs and other banks and other corporate to actually make one package relevant and be accessible by many different points. Finally, how we can start discussing, we would like to invite you for two things. One, we are going to publish in the coming weeks a white paper which will detail the propositions and why we believe this is something important that you should look at it and start talking to us. And second, we are going to have a series of webinars starting in March where we will explain in more detail the proposition, the collaborations, and we will be able to answer in live way all the different questions and hopefully have a very interesting interaction together. And last but not least is that will be of course a call for coming to us in our aixigo Wealth Management Lab, where we will have individualized sessions wherever you are, if you are a corporate, a bank, or even fintech that you would like to talk about this kind of project around banking as a service, wealth management as a service, embedded wealth management. We are just eager to talk to you, have a sit around in our lab and start looking at the project that we can do and we could do together and start thinking about roadmap and so on. And that will be basically a very nice way of starting our collaborations. I wish you all a very nice 22 years, Happy New Year's, and hope to see you soon.